Hello everyone, and welcome back to another mind-bending What If? Thought experiment. Today we're going to explore a strange and slightly creepy idea. What if humans didn't have bones? First, it might sound funny. After all, cartoons sometimes show boneless characters wobbling around like jelly. But in reality, bones are what give our bodies structure, support, and protection. Without them, things would get pretty messy, literally. Our skeleton is like the hidden architecture of a skyscraper. It holds us upright, gives us shape, and lets us move in a coordinated way. Without it, our muscles would have nothing to anchor to. Our bodies would collapse into soft, floppy piles of skin and organs, unable to stand, walk, or even hold a phone to watch this video. But let's not stop there. What else would happen if humans were boneless? Could we still survive in some form, maybe like worms, jellyfish, or octopuses? That's what we'll uncover next. Without bones, the human body would lose its internal framework. Muscles normally attach to bones through tendons, which allows us to pull, push, and move with precision. If there were no bones, muscles would just be floating in soft tissue with nothing solid to push against. That means you wouldn't be able to walk, run, or even lift your head. Our internal organs would also be in big trouble. The ribcage shields the heart and lungs, while the skull protects the brain, the most delicate organ of all. Without these bony shields, even the lightest impact could cause severe damage. A simple bump to the head could be fatal, since there would be nothing solid to absorb the shock. And let's think about posture. Bones give us height and form. Without them, we'd collapse into a jelly-like heap, similar to how jellyfish or slugs look. You might still be alive, technically, but your body would be a soft sack of muscles, fat, and organs held together only by skin. However, not all boneless creatures are helpless. Octopuses, for example, are incredibly strong and flexible without bones. They use a hydrostatic skeleton, meaning they rely on water pressure inside their bodies to maintain shape and move. Could humans evolve to use something like that? Possibly, but it would mean becoming an entirely different kind of species. Imagine daily life without bones. Eating, for example, would be nearly impossible. Right now, our jawbones give teeth a solid anchor, letting us chew food. Without them, your mouth would collapse inward, and you'd only be able to suck in liquids. Solid meals like bread or fruit. Forget it. A boneless human would have to survive on soups and smoothies. Sleeping would also be strange. Normally, bones give the body structure so we can lie on a bed in one position. Without bones, you'd just spread out like a puddle of flesh. Your body would have no natural posture, so you'd constantly need soft, supportive surfaces to keep organs from pressing uncomfortably against each other. As for tools and technology, hands are key. Our opposable thumbs work because of bones in the fingers. Without a skeleton, fingers couldn't bend or grip. We wouldn't be able to hold a pen, build a shelter, or even use a smartphone. Human civilization as we know it might never have existed. In other words, without bones, we wouldn't just look different. Our entire culture, survival, and way of life would collapse. Now let's imagine evolution took a completely different turn, and humans developed without bones. Our bodies would likely resemble giant, intelligent slugs or jellyfish. Muscles and thick connective tissues would give us some structure, but instead of standing tall, we'd crawl, slide, or slowly wiggle across the ground. Communication might be very different too. Without a ribcage, lungs wouldn't work the same way, so speech could sound more like gurgles or vibrations rather than clear words. Maybe humans would rely on color changes in their skin or bioluminescent flashes, similar to squid, to express emotions or ideas. Clothing and shelter would also evolve differently. Clothes as we know them wouldn't make sense on shapeless, soft bodies. Instead, people might coat themselves in protective gels or live in water-filled habitats to support their weak structure. Our cities could look like giant aquariums, with floating platforms and soft, cushioned environments to prevent injury. And sports, running, jumping, or climbing would be impossible. Instead, competitions could involve slow endurance crawling or maybe synchronized shape-shifting performances, turning our fluid bodies into creative forms to impress others. In short, without bones, humanity would still find ways to adapt. But we wouldn't be the tall, upright species we are today. We'd be something entirely alien, fragile, and completely dependent on soft environments to survive. So what if we didn't have bones? The truth is, our skeleton is the unsung hero of human survival. It gives us shape, protects our vital organs, and lets us move with precision. Without it, we'd collapse into soft, shapeless beings, unable to walk, eat properly, or build the world we live in today. Our entire civilization, from tools and technology to art, music, and skyscrapers, exists because our bones gave us the stability to use our brains and hands effectively. Without them, human history would look completely different, or maybe wouldn't exist at all. It's fascinating to imagine boneless versions of ourselves crawling through alien-like cities. But in reality, our skeleton is one of nature's greatest inventions. It's strong yet light, rigid yet flexible, and perfectly designed for balance, speed, and creativity. So next time you stretch your legs, chew your food, or simply stand tall, remember, it's your bones that make it all possible.